students, welcome to the biology class of StudyGist. Today we will continue with the chapter Improvements in Food Resources, and in today's class the topic which will be discussed, these are sowing of seeds and its methods, what are the needs for the higher yield of crops, crop protection management, how the weed can be controlled and which methods are implemented for it. Then next we will learn about three concepts of harvesting, threshing and winnowing. Then we will learn about storage of food grains, how these are stored, in which processes or where. And lastly we will know about the animal husbandry. So these are the topics which will be discussed today, but before we start our discussion, I would like to remind you about our social media platforms. Like our Facebook, YouTube channel, StudyGist Academy, do subscribe our channel. Like our Facebook page, join our Telegram channel as the link is provided here through this link. And the name of the channel also you can see on the screen, it is StudyGist School 7 to 10. It looks like this, and in this channel you will get each and every possible and important updates about the live classes and the study materials of all subjects. Follow us on Instagram and also join us through the WhatsApp community through this number. And for more details and updates, don't forget to visit our website www.studygist.in. Now in Google Play Store, our free app of StudyGist is available. It is a very user-friendly app, and through this app the live classes of all subjects are being conducted, as you know. And apart from that, apart from the live classes, the recorded classes of each and every subjects along with the important notes and study materials are also available here. So without any further delay, do download the app and install it now. This is how our YouTube channel looks like. So as I told you earlier, do subscribe our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that whenever any new videos will be uploaded in our channel, you can get the instant update of that and can check out the video. This is how our Facebook page looks like. So like us on Facebook too for being united with us continuously. Now let's get started. Our first topic of discussion is sowing of seeds. What is sowing? It is the process of scattering seeds or the putting seeds in the ground, all over the ground, where it will be the whole practice of agriculture will be done in the ground soil for growing the crop plants properly. This process is known as sowing. Now for this, first step is followed by the selection of the seeds. Seeds must be selected properly to get a successful result. We can select good healthy seeds for sowing. Firstly, put all the seeds in a bucket which contains water, and then we have to stir it well. Most of the seeds will settle down at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the bucket, and in other cases we will see that seeds can float on the top of the water surface too. The seeds which sink at the bottom of the buckets are absolutely fit and fine, absolutely healthy seeds. But on the other hand, the seeds which are not sinking, even instead of that they float on the surface of water, they are considered to be the spoiled seeds. So this can be explained like the healthy seeds are heavy, so they sink in water. They have proper nutritive material inside it, that is why they are considered to be the healthy seed, and they are heavy in weight. The seeds which have been partially eaten by the pests, so they are damaged, maybe they have been attacked by any diseases, they have been caught by any diseases, so they are being hollow from inside and lighter in weight, hence they float on the surface of water. The seeds may also be treated with the fungicide solutions before sowing to prevent seed-borne diseases of the crop. So these are the precautions how properly seeds can be selected. Now coming to the methods of sowing seeds. So seeds are sown in the soil either by hand can be done, or by a seed drill. So firstly, it can be done by sowing by hand, and secondly sowing with the help of a seed drill. So the sowing of seed by hand or the sowing of seed which is done manually, that is known as broadcasting. As in the picture you can see, by hand only the seeds are sown. This is called the broadcasting. The implement which is used for sowing the seed is called the seed drill. This is not done manually. This is rather a machine. It is a long iron tube which has a funnel at the top. The seed drill is tied to the back of the plough and seeds are put into the funnel of the seed drill. You can see here inside the funnel the seeds are being put, and as the plough makes furrows in the field, here the furrows, these are the furrows which are made in the field. So the seeds from the seed drill, they are gradually released and are naturally sown in the soil, soil furrow areas which are made by the plough. In this way, by using a seed drill, the seeds can be sown at a correct depth, at a correct distance and a correct interval. Means spacing can be maintained properly by this method. So seeds sown with a seed drill are placed in a regular rows. Moreover, we can say that when the seeds are sown in the furrows by a seed drill, the seed gets properly covered by the soil, and due to this thing, the seeds cannot be picked up or cannot be eaten very easily by the birds or other small animals. So it's quite obvious that sowing the seeds with the help of a seed drill is much better than sowing it manually or by broadcasting, right? Next we are coming to the next topic, that is crop variety improvement. The two most desirable qualities of the food plants are what? High yield and natural resistance property towards several diseases, right? Such traits, they occasionally arise spontaneously through a process of mutation. Mutation means sudden change, and through this sudden change, occasionally and spontaneously it can happen, right? So first is the need for higher crop yield. First is higher yield. The main aim of crop improvement is to improve the productivity of the economic procedure. Economically जो भी प्रोसेस यूज किया जा रहा है उसमें मेनली फोकस किया जा रहा है टू इम्प्रूव, हाउ टू इम्प्रूव द प्रोडक्टिविटी कैसे इम्प्रूव किया जाए, कैसे इंक्रीज किया जाए, और विथ गुड क्वालिटी, राइट. So only the quality seeds of the improved varieties are used for their commercial production. So जो seed जिन seed का quality अच्छा होगा और variety means they will be of improved varieties, they can also be selected, they are only selected and used. Next is improved quality. Quality considerations of the crop products, it may vary from one crop to another crop. For example, baking quality in wheat, protein quality in the pulses, and oil quality in the oil seeds, and the preserving quality in the fruits or even the vegetables. These are very much specific. Next is biotic and abiotic resistance. Under different situations, crop has to suffer due to biotic stresses, like it may be attacked by any disease, many insects or even nematodes can also affect them, or it may suffer from several abiotic stresses such as the drought or salinity, means excess amount of salt, waterlogging, even more and more heat, cold, and extreme cold, it can lead to frost. But if we develop the crop varieties which are resistant to these diseases, then it will be very easier for us to improve the significant quality of the crop production. For example, we can say that a very high yielding wheat variety, that is MUW 318, it is a very high yielding variety of wheat, and it is released for the cultivation in a non-traditional areas as Nilgiri and Palini hills, and is resistant to all the rust, all kind of rust effects of the pathogens. It is protected. And next is the changes in the maturity of duration. In some of the short duration crops, early maturing varieties, it can take the crop fit into the double and multiple cropping system. This will also reduce the cost production of the crop, and uniform maturity will make the harvesting process easier and can reduce the loss of the procedure during harvesting. Number 5 is the photoinsensitivity and thermoinsensitivity. See, most of the plants are very much sensitive to certain abiotic factors जैसे कि light, जैसे कि temperature, ये सब abiotic factors हैं, and the plants are really very sensitive towards these specific abiotic factors. Now, the development of photoinsensitive and thermoinsensitive crop varieties can help to cross the cultivation boundaries, such as the high yielding varieties जो है wheat का वो, it can tolerate so high temperature. Next is desirable agronomic traits. See, if we develop those varieties of the crops which contain the desired agronomic traits, then it will help to settle down the higher production. In this way, the tallness, then high tillering and profuse branching, these will be desirable characters for the fodder crops. On the other hand, the dwarfness is desired in the cereals, as dwarf varieties provide protection from the logging. If we give the example like breeding for resistance to the red rot, it has led to the sugarcane varieties such as CO 975 and CO 62399. It increased the cane production. The amount of cane production has been increased in such areas. Next and last is the wider adaptability. If we develop those varieties of crops which have wider adaptability, then it will help to stabilize the crop production under different environmental circumstances, right? After that, we are coming to the crop protection management. See, field crops, these are infested with a variety of pests. If field is there, crops are cultivated, then definitely there will be attack of a number of variety of pests. So, pest is a destructive organism, right? It has destructive property. It can create harm to the crops, and it creates harm which causes great economic loss. So, pest आके अगर crop को affect करेगा, उसको destroy करेगा, तो definitely the circumstances will have to deal with huge economic loss, right? So, pest of the crop, it includes some insects, mites, nematodes, and even weeds also, rodents, different varieties of bacteria, different kinds of fungi, and also viruses. So, there are various methods by which these insects, these diseases can be controlled, can be put under control. One of the very common and effective method is the use of the pesticides, which includes the insecticides which can help to kill the insects, weedicides can be used to kill the weeds, and fungicides can be used to kill the fungus or all the fungi. In this way, the chemicals or the poisonous chemicals is used to kill the pest like the weeds, insects, mites, and so on. So, about the weed control, what are the weeds? I told that weeds are nothing but the unwanted plants present in the cultivated in the field of agriculture. So, they tend to compete with the crops, as in the same field crop bhi hai, weeds bhi hai. So, they tend to compete with the crops for everything. That means for food, for water, for nutrients, for space, as well as for getting sufficient amount of light also. So in comparison of the cultivated crops, the seeds of the weeds, they germinate very easily. Their seedlings grow faster and they flower also easily. So in this way क्या होगा, जो weeds का growth है वो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा और जो crop का growth है वो कम हो जाएगा, या it will be completely destroyed. Now types of weeds. The infestation of the weeds is more during the Kharif season if we compare during the Rabi season. So based on the morphology of the plants, weeds can be classified into narrow leaf weeds and broad leaf weeds. Weeds किसी weeds का जो leaf होता है वो narrow होता है, और some other weeds are there, those who are having broad shaped leaves. So during Kharif season, short duration, short saturated and slow growing crops are more susceptible to the weeds, and critical period of controlling weeds in these crops, this is 35 to 45 days. Now what are the methods by which these weeds can be controlled? First is the mechanical method. See, these includes the uprooting and weeding with the trowel or khurpi, and then scraping, interculture, ploughing, burning, flooding. These are coming under the mechanical method by which weeds can be put under control. Next are the cultural method like proper bed preparation, timely sowing of the crops, intercropping and crop rotation. These agricultural practices can be done under the cultural method of weed control. Nextly, we are giving more and more focus on these two methods. First is the chemical method and next is the biological method. So under chemical methods, chemical weed killers, these are called herbicides or weedicides. These are sprayed on the weeds to destroy or simply kill them. This is called chemical control of the weeds. And what are the example? It's 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, isoproteron. These are some of the chemicals by which these weedicides are in practice. Last is the biological control, and the biological control of weeds, it involves the deliberate use of the insects or some other organisms which can consume and specifically destroy the weed plants. The best Indian example of biological control is the eradication of prickly pear cactus, that is the Opuntia. Opuntia is the scientific name of the prickly pear cactus, by using the cochineal insects in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Generally, a combination of one or more of these weed control methods, these are employed, these are practiced to get a good result. Next, we are coming in the regarding the concept of harvesting. See, it normally takes about 3 months to 4 months for a proper food crop to be mature. Lush green wheat fields and the paddy fields, they turn to golden yellow at the end of this period. That means 3 months to 4 months. After this, we can get a golden appearance from this paddy field or wheat field. This change in color that means when they are sown, they remain green in color. So green to golden, this change is due to the maturation of the crops or the ripening of the crops. Once the crop gets matured, then it is ready for cutting as well as gathering. So the cutting and gathering of the matured form of crops, mature form of food crop, this process is called as harvesting, as you can see here, right? Now after harvesting the crop, the next step is what? Next step is threshing. So threshing is what? From the picture you can get the idea what the threshing is about. The process of beating out the grains from the harvested crop plants. After harvesting the crop, then the grains, these are a beating practice is done. So beating out of the grains from the harvested crop plant, this is called the threshing. And winnowing is what? Once harvesting also done, threshing also done, then the process of separating grains from the chaff, means from this exactly the grains which we require, which we want. So how they are separated, the process by which they are separated from the chaff and the hay with the help of wind. By this process, this is known as winnowing. Now we are coming to the storage of food grains, means once winnowing, after winnowing, the food grains are completely separated from the hay and the chaff of the plant. Then how they are stored? If we don't store it properly, don't keep it properly, then it can't be used in future, right? So the fresh food grains which are obtained by harvesting of crops, they contain more moisture than they require for their storage in a safe manner. So the food grains like the wheats which are obtained by harvesting the crops, these are dried firstly under the sun before storing to reduce the extra amount of moisture content into it. It is necessary to reduce the moisture content of grains before storing it to prevent any spoilage. Means if the moisture content is there, moisture content agar reh gaya, so it may create some infection like fungus can attack on it, right? So to get rid from this, it is very necessary to make it completely dry and to exclude all the moisture content from the grains. Now the large, in some cases we will see that dried neem leaves, these are very useful for storing the food grains if we want to keep or store it at our homes. The large scale storage of food grains like the wheat and the rice, this is done in two ways. It can be stored in the gunny bags or it can be stored in the grain silos, right? Like this is these are called the gunny bags, and this is a very well known practice. So storage of grain This is the first in gunny bags, and this one is storage of grains in silos. So this process, the second process is very helpful to prevent the food grain wastage, prevent the wastage of the food grain. This food grains should be stored in the silos. Lastly, we are coming to the topic that is called animal husbandry. What is it? It is the branch of agriculture that deals with the feeding, caring and also breeding of the domestic animals. This process is known as animal husbandry. As you can see here in this picture, husbanding means what? It means to use a resource very carefully and also without any wastage. So in this way, the animal farming or animal husbandry, it requires proper planning for domestic animals, shelter, for giving proper shelter to the domestic animals, for their proper breeding, for keeping their health, for keeping them healthy in a proper way, for disease control purpose, so that no disease can touch them, they cannot be a victim of any kinds of diseases, and proper economic utilization. So under animal husbandry, under this, it is a branch of agriculture only where the domestic animals are taken care very well, they are fed very well, they are allowed to breed properly, and many other things are taken care of. They are provided proper shelter, their health regarding their health, proper steps are taken. They are protected from many diseases, that means disease control. Regarding this also, it is given much more importance. And our domestic animals or livestock, it includes those animals which are raised for farm purposes, right? For the example, the cattle groups like the cow, bull, ox, buffalo, horse, goat, sheep, camel, these are coming under the animal husbandry. So this is all about the chapter. In the next class, we will discuss about several questions and answers of this chapter. Till then, take care and thank you.